Recorded in Atlanta, the 404 Live with Taurus Ford and James Walker. Produced by the Planet Arts.
Let me explain. Bag up 404 for those people, those younger people, for our younger listeners who don't know what the 404 is. That was the first area code in Atlanta. I remember a time when there was not an area code. So they have 404, and then I believe it was 770. 404
678 470. There's one other now.
It was all of them. So 404 or 404 is the area code that started us all. So we are at the 404.
Welcome to 404. Hey, thank you, man, for coming in and just educating people. That's what we want to do, and school people is a better way to say it.
Yes, sir.
The $1 million question today that I keep hearing, or that we all feeling, is how in the heck do you survive with inflation? How do you get through? How do you get by? What advice would you give folks, James? Like I got three to four good bullet points, but I like to pick your brain on this.
Well, let me just go back. Inflation is not new. It happens. It's happening. Right. It's happened, and it's going to continue to happen. So typically, what I'm seeing is that, and I'm just calling it, people are lazy. They are lazy as hell, and they don't want to get out here and actually work. We are in a time where the service industry is lacking, and they may have to take jobs that they don't want to actually take. But when you're forced with not having enough food for your child, or not paying rent or a car note, you will do, at least when I came up, I would do whatever I had to do. I remember in law school, and this is a story.
Yeah.
I threw papers for the Wall Street Journal.
Oh, man.
From 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. up at Country Club of the South.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
So my job was, I had a 9 to 5.
Right.
I went home. I got a little rest, and I got up and I threw papers, and I did it for 3 years when my kids were 1 and 2 years old. So it's the hustle mentality. So you have to find additional sources and streams of income to supplement. You have to do it.
You have to.
And then you have to go back and try to cut where you can.
Oh, it's time to cut. It's time to cut, and it's time to go back to truly balancing the checkbook.
You got to balance it. You got to prioritize. You have to learn. And see what I do. I like Torrance. I love to cook. Stop eating out so much. Learn how to cook and cook healthy.
Oh my gosh. I had neighbors that were social media influencers, and I'm so sorry, but they honestly and openly admitted that they don't cook, and they Uber Eats every single meal.
That's one way you can cut. But there are other areas. So I think if we have an honest conversation with ourselves about what is a necessity and what isn't, we can cut our budget by 30%. So that's the first thing. You cut. The second thing is you hustle. You figure out, how else can I bring in additional income into this household?
Right.
So you can bring in, maybe, I don't know, you can increase your monthly income by 25, 30% to help. So you're at 55% now. So you are crazy. Winning. But you got to do that month to month until you can find something, until we get out this rut that we're in right now. And, show yourself faithful over few, and one day you'll be ruler over much.
You remember when you got your first car and you were like, I'm not driving over there. I'm not driving. You people were protecting the miles that they put on their car.
Exactly.
Now people are just driving everywhere. Second thing I'd say, man, is just pay yourself first. Put tithe, do your 10% tithe, but pay the second 10% and live off of that 80.
Yep.
No matter, I don't care if you make $200, put the money to the side. Another big thing I had coming out of college, I still love to travel because I was on the swim team, and we got to see, swimming has allowed me to see the world. So I knew when I became an adult, I didn't want to just go to work and come home every day. Right. How dare thee?
Right.
So ultimately, I began my dad recommended a vacation fund. So every paycheck I got, I took a percentage of that and moved over larger paycheck, right? I would move over $150 and just stack that as a vacation fund.
Right.
And as time ticked, that became $300, then $400, and it allowed me, and it showed me where my vacations could be, because now people are just going where the hell ever, just balling, and they really don't have it. So, but that's a whole nother conversation. With that balling, now you can scale back because there are sites where people can go and live on the edge for peanuts.
Right.
I got a good friend of mine. He takes a trip to Africa every year. He brings a group, and he brings that group to Africa with under a travel agency. He brings 10 to 20 people, but his trip is free. Because he's organizing a group. So it's just ways of still enduring experiences by cultivating experiences for others.
And you have to have a balance, man. I mean, we are in a rough time, and you have to have some sort of outlet, whatever that is. But a lot of people have to reinvent themselves. What you were doing might not work for the next 6 months, 12 months. Take a moment, reassess who you are.
True.
What your goals are, and has what I have been doing enabling me to get there, or am I like a hamster spinning my wheels every day and I'm not moving 1 inch?
Right.
Figure it out, because you can take a step back as long as you go 2 steps forward. There's
a show my wife and I watch. It's called Married at First Sight, and there's a couple on there. One guy, he said he just want to be at home, but the wife he just married at first sight, she want to be out in the streets and just gone. Right. He said, "Baby, just sit out somewhere." And that's essentially what some of us will have to do, is just sit still, regroup. And my buddy tells me this all the time: just find fun at home and create experiences that you want in your house.
And do you know how much money you'll save doing that?
Talk to me.
A lot. Let me tell you, brother. Going out to eat in Atlanta. Let me tell you something. It's expensive because they pass the cost on to you. Getting a cocktail at Atlanta is $15 to $20.
Right.
Getting an entree is $40 to $50. Valet, $5+
But it's so fun, James.
Tip 20%.
Right.
They make you tip before you even sit down. You sit down and order. I look at my bill. Tips already hot. What? How you know I want to tip you? Sir, I'm going to tip you anyway, but don't make me tip you. Yeah. Right? So it's in there. So going out with you, the wife, the friend, you're going to spend $200 easy.
This is true. I know.
And going out, I mean, I don't even feel safe a lot of times going to certain places. How about cooking a dinner? How about having conversation like they used to? Turn them damn phones off and let's talk.
And talk.
Come here and sit. Let's have a meal. We can ball out. I can make some spaghetti, some garlic bread, $30.
I have a joke
bottle of
for
wine.
you.
We can all eat good for $50 and talk.
I have a joke for you to prove that when people are actually talking, you're ordering less drinks and you're not necessarily overindulging. I before COVID, tried to start a dinner club. Every month we would rotate to a different restaurant, and it started with 5 guys and it grew to about 15 guys. And I thought this was going to be this expensive thing to start it, where I partnered with a lender and drinks and apps were sponsored, but each person paid for their entrees. It was amazing because I got to catch up with so many people with not such a crazy bill, and the drinks and apps were taken care of. But the kicker or moral to the story is when you're actually talking and connecting with people, you may not actually put the phones down.
That's exactly right.
You're really not spending a ton of money. So it's all in basically reconnecting, reassessing, and reconnecting with others. And when I first got into being a real estate agent, I knew successful agents that would host dinner parties at their house, and just got to get back to that. Hosting and bringing people to you will be great.
And then that can parlay into other business deals, other hustles that you may not know about. You know, we don't take time to listen to people.
Right.
We're so closed-minded and so self-centered and so me, and my way is the best. Like you said something earlier, you like to listen to people. Well, you can learn a lot by listening because you don't know everything. My father always says, your ass don't know what your ass don't know. Well, that's right. You just don't know.
You just don't know.
So shut up and figure out what you don't know, and let's parlay into something that you will come to know that may help you out later.
There's a Instagram, not Instagram. Why am I talking about Instagram? There is a podcast called Side Hustle School, and just as I was going up and down the road, I would listen to it. And there's a few out there, but Side Hustle School is pretty cool because it talked about how DoorDash was started in a college dorm room. There's some other good ones. I felt like, was it Kendra Scott or one of the other jewelry makers for women right now that was started? But just great stories on how things were started. And gives great ideas as to what we can do right now.
I mean, follow your passion. Like mine is cooking. So, at some point, I mean, whoever, whatever your passion is, there's a way to monetize that at some point.
That's true.
Like you said, just reassess it, find out what your passions are, what you're good at, and what you're good at. Let's take a look at how you can monetize that to make people's lives happier, easier, more fulfilling.
Do you ever watch Shark Tank and just get inspired?
I used to watch it, and then I got mad because some of them was stupid ideas. And some of them
Stupid ideas you wish you had.
Right, I wish I had. Right, I said, what is this? And then they come back and make $1 million. Yeah, no, seriously, yeah, no, they had some phenomenal ideas, but yeah, that will spark, I guess, creative juices in people. But once again, talking to people, getting in groups, and let's share ideas on, because everybody's going through the same thing, whether they say it or not. Somebody's going through something that can benefit you.
Man, honestly, we were talking about clothing earlier, and I was just saying, when you travel, you get a chance to see how other people don't. What's the best way to say it? When you travel, you see people dressed up, dressed down, and the people that are dressed down actually seem the more relaxed, more confident. They're not putting on airs. I say just scale back on your clothing and just get back to who you are as a person.
Exactly.
Get into giving back to others so you can actually see what is important today. That's been powerful for me.
You said something right there. There are two things that you said. One, getting back to who you are. Stop trying to be this image on social media, somebody that you're not.
That's crazy.
And then you said giving, which is a principle that I've always utilized. It's called sowing and reaping. People don't know about that now, but that's really how I've been able. I give a lot of credit to my pastor. I was Charles Stanley's church, and he was real big on tithing, paying yourself, sowing, reaping. And since I got out of college, that principle has always been there. You reap what you sow, quicker than you sow, and more than you sow. So you have to do these things. Like, you are blessed to be a blessing to other people, whether it's your knowledge, or giving away clothes, or giving to the homeless. There are things that you can do every day to make sure that you are paying it forward in some kind of way, some respect, to help somebody else. You never know. Give a homeless man a pair of socks.
Oh yeah, I have a client. He's single dad, 3 kids. He did buy a house. He scraped to get into his home, rightfully so. Took him some time, and he's down to his last dollar. But what's really cool and inspiring to me is every other weekend he's sending me opportunities to go and give back at different food kitchens, Hands on Atlanta, Habitat. He is literally throwing himself at others. When he's literally struggling financially, and
that shows character.
It's showing character, and I think he got a job opportunity with one of those organizations that just came, and he's an assistant principal actually, but he got an opportunity in the community space, and he's highly thinking about taking it. So you just never know what can come your way when you just step out.
What a beautiful story. Yeah, like you gotta, like I'm saying, being involved, being present in the moment with somebody. People aren't present. Why? Because of these phones, man. They're not present. That's a whole other topic we could talk about. But if you're present,
I'm looking in the mirror. It is, being a real estate agent, putting my phone away is like,
it's hard.
It's hard.
I know. Bringing anybody right now, putting your phone away is hard. But when you're in the moment with somebody that is a potential opportunity, because you don't ever know when the opportunity will present itself, right?
This is true.
So if you can engage for 5-10 minutes somebody and give them your undivided attention without checking your phone, that means a lot to people. You don't know what that may be saying to that person who knows somebody else who may know somebody else to give you a job or an opportunity. You just don't know.
No, the joke is, if you just show up early.
Yes.
Kudos to Micah LaPlante, our video guy. No, I'm just messing with you. I love you, man, because I'm normally the one that's not early. But no, I always hear showing up early, you can learn a lot from people. If you just get 20 minutes early, you can see how things operate. You can hear sidebar conversations, and you can shake hands with maybe the presenter, or it goes deep. But if you show up early, a lot of little tips and nuggets can come from being in places early.
I agree. And we always
crazy.
had a saying at Morehouse when we were there as freshmen, they indoctrinated us into a lot of sayings that still are true. So to be on time is to be late. To be on time is to be late.
I heard the Morehouse men always have a pen. You got a pen on you? My dad went to Morehouse.
A pen.
Where's your pen?
Pens. I have several pens.
The challenge is real.
We always have a pen.
Okay, Morehouse, you did good. Okay,
Yeah,
all right,
We
Morehouse.
have pens. I always
Sorry, I
have
went to
pens.
FAMU, y'all. You know,
That's
but
all right.
it's
That's
okay.
all right. You HBCU family.
That's it.
Love all y'all.
I had the challenge. Thank you for hitting that
But
challenge.
yeah, man. I mean, you really have to be cognizant because people don't value people's time anymore. They show up
Unfortunately.
late, and that's so disrespectful. I mean, if you're gonna show up, call. I get it. Traffic happens, stuff happens, but to
Right.
continuously be late is to continuously be disrespectful.
Right.
So that's just a little pet peeve of mine.
But no, all right. Any other final thoughts on like ways people can make things happen? Of course, the podcasts are great. Side Hustle School, Peer Space. We talked about that. If you're really down and out, and you know, lately I've gotten a couple calls where people are just literally down to their last dollar. It hurts my heart to talk about it. Through Pad Split, there are well-ran rooming houses, sexy rooming houses with like really nice furniture, nice bedding. It feels like you're in an Airbnb, but it's for
Sexy rooming houses. Okay.
sexy because rooming in our being in real estate since
Yeah.
2005, rooming houses was just like
Yeah.
folks doing drugs in the house, like and just a bad landlord collecting $200 a week.
Sure.
Now it's different now, but there are opportunities. So I wanted to tell about that.
great.
And then through the DCA, the Department of Community Affairs, I was drawing a blank. There is rental assistance. The commercials coming on late night during telemarketing time, but the Department of Community Affairs does do rental assistance for people that are down. Some of it's leftover COVID monies,
Right.
But just go to your local DCA and you will just Google rental assistance. And I've met normal people that are getting it. You never know. So
Wow.
don't
Once
judge a
again-
book by its cover. Money's out there for folks.
Once again, towards the dissemination of information is key.
Right.
Brother, we got to put this out here so people will know. Somebody hearing this could be blessed by that one thing.
Oh, yeah. I have a few lenders that do down payment assistance, but the coolest part is the CHIP program at BB&T, which is now Truist Bank, and they'll give you 100% financing, no PMI. That's my little go-to. Give them a shout. Vince Padilla is awesome, and I've really seen either 100% financing or I've seen grant monies of $6,500 to $8,900, totally forgivable after the first year.
Really?
Just free money.
Wonderful.
And
It's out there.
They don't blast it, but it's there. So for those looking at houses, ask your lender, do they offer programs or grants? And it's there. If you're looking for new homes, if you're a teacher, firefighter, or paramedic, or frontline worker, as you guys are called, thank you for your service.
Yes.
Ask the builders, do they give monies? D.R. Horton gives an extra $3,000 for teachers. D.R. Horton is a national builder here in Atlanta. You would never know that.
Never know.
Trayton Homes offers an extra $22,000 for teachers. So
Didn't know that
you
either.
just have to ask.
You have to ask. Right. There's no harm in asking.
Ed Voiles Honda gives 20% off on your service tab with getting your car service. You have to ask. So
Shoot your shot, baby.
shoot your shot.
That's it. Shoot it all
You
day.
just got to shoot your shot, and
be scared.
there are opportunities of ways to shift, and that's where it is. Look in the mirror, shift, and make it happen.
Great information.
All right.
Great information, Torrance.
Let's do it. Thank you.